Hello YNABers, my name is Jesse Meekum from YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. Yes, you do. This is another Whiteboard Wednesday. We've been talking about investing based on the book I wrote that you can get on Amazon. It's called Invest Like a Pro. I priced it as cheap as I possibly could, which is 99 cents, or you can get it free on Kindle Unlimited. The object is to get you the information. So we're also going to give you all the information in the form of videos. This is, I think, number 3 that we're doing. Today, we're going to talk about how to grow or increase your wealth, how to grow your investments. And I know we talked about how the point of investing is to become wealthier, whether you have a goal of retiring, paying for a wedding, buying a car in 8 years, or whatever it is, but you have these different objectives for increasing your wealth, these reasons why you'd want to. But you have to be able to grow it. And so I've broken it down into 3 components of growth that you look at with investing. These 3 inputs determine how big of a pile you will have at the end of your investing horizon. So first you look at how much you're saving, no surprise there, how long you will be saving that, and then if you stop the saving, still how long that investment will continue to grow on its own, and then the rate of return. Today, because there's not enough time, we're only going to cover amount and time. Now, amount is super easy to cover because there's this crazy relationship where all else equal, if you invest more, it will grow to be more. Mind kind of blown there, right? So now that that one's covered, investing more is better, look at the time. And to do that, I have just one example that it always fascinates me, and I've looked at these numbers over and over again. Let's assume that we have 2 people that are 30 years old. The first person kind of watches their pennies a little better and starts investing just $200 a month, and they're going to get an 8% return. Don't question my choice of 8% right now. This is just, they're going to be equal between our 2 people, okay? And we'll talk about all of the things that make up rate of return next week. So don't worry about me saying 8%. Don't say something like, what about taxes or what about inflation? We're going to say this is the net end result absolute return, okay? 8%. So this 30-year-old starts at $200 per month with a rate of return of 8%, and then they have this kind of midlife crisis, and they actually stop investing at 50 years old, okay? Then you have the other 30-year-old that starts their investing. They kind of see this person who at 50 just stops investing and suddenly maybe has a little more disposable income, and they're looking at that disposable income saying, hey, I got to get ahead. I haven't really been investing. I got to get started. So we have a 50-year-old that starts to try and catch up to this 30-year-old. Remember, 30-year-old, well, they're now both 50. The 50-year-old started at age 30, stopped investing when they hit 50. This person didn't invest anything at age 30 and started investing at 50. Now, both of them at 65, you would ask what is going to happen. So if this 50-year-old wants to catch up, they're like, hey, I got to catch up to this, my buddy. I'm going to triple the amount that my buddy had invested monthly. So we'll say this now 50-year-old decides I'm going to invest $600 per month. 30-year-old had invested $200, stopped when they were 50. 50-year-old says, I'm going to catch up, so I'm going to invest $600, still get that same 8% return. At 65, what do the nest eggs look like? How big are the piles of money? For the 30-year-old, no, let's do the 50-year-old. For the 50-year-old, $600, 8%, 15 years later, yeah, you'd have $200,000. Okay? So that's not bad, and I was pretending to do that math. I actually did it already. So you have the 50-year-old invested $600 every single month, got an 8% return. At age 65, 15 years later, they have $200,000. Not bad. The 30-year-old that invested $200 per month until they were age 50 and then completely stopped, right? Just 200 instead of 600, did it for 20 years. Their nest egg at age 65 would be, let's do that math again, $400,000, give or take, right? So the idea is this person started 20 years earlier, investing 1/3 of the amount, same rate of return, and they have twice the pile of money, right? And hopefully they've both hit their goals, whatever those goals were. But that is interesting math. And so when you're thinking about growing your investments, obviously, the more you put in, the better. The second one then is, though, your time. Well, there are three. That rate of return we'll talk about next week. Second one we're talking about right now is the time. The earlier you start, the better. The only thing that you cannot think as you're watching this Whiteboard Wednesday video or as you're commenting on it on Facebook or something is, oh, well, it's too late for me. It is never too late. You did miss yesterday for investing, but you have not yet missed today. Okay, don't miss today, don't miss tomorrow. So you must start. And we'll get into starting and exactly how and like the exact nuts and bolts for a lot of you that are maybe afraid of investing. And we're going to just dispel all the fears, get rid of all of that, and show you exactly how to do it to where you can truly invest like a pro. Actually, better than 70%. That's how it works out. I will see you guys next week where we will talk about rate of return and all of the things, pluses and minuses, that go into it. And then how to make it all really, really actionable so you can actually, again, going back to this, start right away. See you guys next week.